Welcome to Rom Wills Money Matters, making money in a niche market. You know what? That's interesting because you got a lot of niche markets out there, and a niche market is basically a target audience. I would say, on my main channel, I've talked about subcultures, and I think I talked about subcultures also on my Deep Thought channel. Oh, I hit so much over there anyway. But a niche market is simply a target audience. It's not a big crowd in anything, and it could be anything. Like in the previous episode, I mentioned briefly about skateboards. I just threw that out there and I actually did a video about that market. That's a definite niche market that's making a lot of money. Is big. See, just understand it. It's like a specific market. Like on my main channel, I've used the word tantra a lot. There's a market for people who teach tantra. Tantra, tomato, you know how I do, tantra. Anyway, right? There's a market for it. There's a lot of people making money, and that's all they do is teach tantra, or they doing something in relation to it. I'm very familiar with it. Could tap into the market personally if I chose to. And I've actually made some money. I've done some seminars with some people who are in that market heavy. And, you have people who teach it. You have people who get into energetic tantra, and they actually work on people. It's actually a little market where people are making some money with it, But it's a definite subculture. A big niche market, and this is well known. It's getting bigger. It's not quite mainstream, but it's getting bigger. That's vegan. And you got a large vegan market. I don't even know if you should call it a niche. Well, you got to say it is. You still only, the percentage of vegans, at least even in the United States, I think is around 6%. I think. That's the last number I saw. If it's larger, let me know. But it's still not 10% or 20%, so it's still a niche market. Yet I've personally known of people who made money. Like a good friend of mine, she had a couple vegan restaurants in the Baltimore area, and she actually has done stuff. She's still in that business. She travels now. She does workshops and all of that, but that's a niche market right there. Think about the subculture. Like, subcultures are very important. You got some, even now with everything going on, there's some subcultures, they're not losing any money. I would say this, even as, people always talk about the manosphere and all of that. It's really still a subculture. People don't get that. How many people are making a boatload of money, like literally like a living? They don't have to work for anybody, and all they do is YouTube videos. That's a niche market right there. Like, you got some people, that not only they're getting money from, AdSense, ads and everything, but super chats, stuff like that. It's a niche market because, and when I say niche, it's not several millions in this market. It's not several millions who would identify with this particular market. But you got some people making a lot of money. That's a niche right there. Like, what's the interest? Like, you could have people who are into poetry. You still have people doing poetry slams, books, stuff like that. That's a market. Somebody could have a space. They could say, okay, I'm going to set up a space here, maybe charge money, maybe not, maybe have some food here or something. That's a market. See, here's the key to it. Regardless of the market, first understand who you're selling to. Think about it. You got to think about it. And this is something like even in mainstream markets, you have like reports and everything that cost actually several thousands of dollars. Just talking about a market. Like when you see businesses set up in a particular area, or like a grocery store, like where I live, there was a Sprouts, and it was like, okay, what's going on around here that would even appeal to that kind of customer? And then I started looking around. It's like, oh, wait, we got yoga studios. What's happening is you have a certain demographic that's moving in that wants these things. See, understand your market. What's your audience? Who's in that niche? What do they want? What do they like? What are their tastes? What are their likes and dislikes? Like say you have, like, and I've mentioned a few times, like going to natural hair expos, particularly within the Black community. That's a niche right there. There's a niche right there. There's people who might not just sell hair products, but I usually buy like shea butter or something at these things. And then there, people wearing some shirts with messages that are specifically orientated towards African Americans or whoever else supports that wearing natural hair. I've seen some whites with locked hair and some of those things. So it was like, okay, what do they wear? What do they want? What kind of products do they buy? Like I've met a couple of young ladies. They were having jewelry. You get some people at those things. All they selling is jewelry. Well, the people going to wear something. Understand the niche market. See, first of all, I would say before you even get there, what are you good at? Are you good at making something, marketing? What are you good at? What product can you make? What service can you make? And then see, okay, does your market want this? You really got to study it. Because when you talk about the niche markets, for the most part, there isn't, at least as far as I know, too much that we'll talk about them. Like these big companies that do reports on demographics, they usually thinking in millions and billions. That niche market might be only, I'd say, you might be good if you can get six figures in there. But that's not bad. Think about it. That's only, what, 8,000. I'd say I rounded up to 8,400 a month. 8,400 a month. Or let's make it even better, 10,000 a month, right? All right. You could probably make a lot there without doing much. Indeed, depending on, okay, let me give another example. YouTube. There's some people making six figures. There's some people making six figures. If you think about AdSense, if you think about super chats, and then they're gonna have thanks buttons on everybody's page. You can thank people right directly just for a regular video. I was told by the end of December, Patreon. Like some people might put out a book. You got some quote unquote dating coaches that do consultations. It's possible. It's possible. And it's in a niche. You don't need even a lot of people. You could probably make six figures and have a customer base of 1,000 people. Trust me, it's possible. Trust me. I can show you how you could have a customer base of 1,000 people. Like, yeah, you can. Like, say, okay, like, let me use an example from this market again. Like, if you on like something like Patreon and you charge $20 a piece, a pop for your best material, your exclusive material, you get 500 patrons. Think about the math. 20 times 5. Shoot, that's about, let me do that math because, I ain't good at math. Wait a minute. Let me do that math. I say, Rom, you not good at math? No. I'm more right brain, Joe. Shoot, you get a Patreon, yeah, that's 10,000. You six figures, you get 500 patrons at $20 a pop. That's 10,000 a month. Think about it now. Think about it. You can make a lot of money, and if you're making six figures, that already puts you in a definite top 10, maybe even higher. I keep getting different numbers about what the top, people making six figures, what percentage. So you definitely in the top 10. That's the only thing I can guarantee, right? But that's a niche. That's a niche, all right? So I want y'all to think about that. Look into it. Seriously, you can make a lot of money, and you don't need millions of customers or advertising. It depends on where you at, what market you in, okay? So get that money, y'all, and really think about it. Think about whatever subculture you in. Whatever subculture that you're in particular, whatever you like to do, you know what? It could be going to jazz concerts or something. Okay, what can you do there? It could be a religious one. I've known some people, they made a lot of money because they will focus on like a Christian market, like selling products that appeal to people who practice Christianity. Boom. I want y'all to think about it. It can be done because those things will stay, as long as you got a few hundred people who practice something, you can make money there. All right? So anyway, that's all I got for today. And more than ever, let's go make that money.